I enjoy YouTube videos as much as the next person, but I want to warn you about YouTube, Rumble, all these platforms that are so easy to publish materials and how it can mislead you when you're developing your homestead, small farm, or any type of outdoor land project. I'm Justin Hitt from Prosperity Homestead. So I publish a lot of videos online about the basics of gardening, especially organic gardening, land management, how to get started with a project, especially a land project. And I offer insights in that area because that's what I do. I do a lot of things, but that's one of the things that I do. And I try to provide to you only things that I've tried and tested. Now, I enjoy watching YouTube videos, and when I'm looking for a new idea, I'll go out to the YouTubes, I'll go out to BitChute, Rumble, whatever the platform is, and I will look for answers to the questions that I have. Now, you have to be discerning when you do this, because as you learn more about how to start a small farm, homestead, or estate, and you're actually doing the small farming, the homesteading, the big garden, you're going to realize that a lot of what's on the internet is just BS. Now, of course, you might watch my videos and say, oh my gosh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and I've gotten a couple good comments from people. I actually like to have trolls because it challenges the education that I'm providing. However, what I've noticed that makes a popular YouTube video, that makes a popular presentation, is the drama and mistakes. Now, I do tell you about the mistakes I make. So, for example, the tree nursery that I did in the ground out in the middle of a field, turns out the squirrels don't mind running out there and eating all the nuts and eating the small little plant shoots because they don't fear the hawk that was right over next door. And I'm sure they've lost a few squirrels, but the nuts were worth it because I put like a couple hundred nuts at the ground. Now, I'm still getting little tree shoots, but what would have been better is to have boxes and metal hardware cloth under the box and have that slightly off the ground so that we're air pruning the roots, and then have a hardware cloth cover so that the nuts would, when the shoots come up, nothing's going to eat it. But you know, I didn't have those materials available at the time, and so I did a follow-up video that said, hey, look, what I showed you how to do has worked before, but it didn't work in this case. Therefore, I am going to change my approach. Now, again, you got to watch a lot of videos, because if you only saw the first video, that approach has a 50% chance of working in most environments, and the actual solution that requires more materials has, needs to be revisited. Now, again, if you were in a woodland situation and you didn't concentrate so many nuts in one place, then probably would have worked fine. Get a 60%, a 70%, or 80%. The point that I'm making is that when you're watching these videos, you take notes and then you go out and apply those notes to figure out what works in your environment. So it works well to do certain things, but these things that work best to get video views is the drama. It works best to get small trees growing on your property is nursery practices. I want to make sure I'm making sense here, because I'm kind of a no frills kind of guy. I want to show you ideas and concepts that are going to help you get started, and then once you're out there in the environment, you're going to see what works for you. So the majority of my videos are about temperate climate permaculture, basically, or holistic land management, permaculture in a temperate climate. And why is that? Well, that's the climate that I live in. It's raining outside. We get 44 inches of rain a year, so we're going to manage water differently. We get a kind of cold. We almost get a freeze, but we can get a third season out of our growing, so we're going to do that a little different. So my lesson to you is that when you watch these videos, to take notes. Number one, take notes. Number two is figure out what out of those notes, what is the most actionable thing that you can start doing right now. You want to try more than you watch videos, because the drama of the videos, I watched one video last night, and how they built a shelter for some goats, and they had some drama because they had to cross a creek, and it was really like what I call the Dora the Explorer video. Oh my gosh, we got to cross this creek. Look at a rickety old bridge. Should we cross the rickety old bridge? And then they pause. Like the audience is supposed to say, yeah, cross the bridge, cross the bridge. Your map's behind you. You know, the video is set up for entertainment. Now, I offer education. Most people don't want education. They want entertainment. But ultimately, I hope I look funny enough that you'll find it entertaining. But again, take notes. What of those notes are actionable? Focus on getting things done. It is more valuable to you to have a really good garden than a bunch of drama on TV. So one of the things that I try to do with the videos is I try to get the person from behind the screen. So whoever's watching this video, you right there, you, I want to help you get off the couch, get outside, and do something. So I want to share with you actionable insights. I want to share with you what works in this climate and caveat accordingly so that you can adapt it for your climate. I want you to come out to the nonprofits that I work for. So there's a couple nonprofits that I feature. And then also when I can get back and do the travel videos, when I visit like different gardens and different, I get thrown out of some places because they don't want you to record video or me doing talking about the details. But ultimately, the natural preserves, like your local naturalist group's a great place to start. I want you to get out and do it. Eventually, there won't be anybody to watch the YouTube videos because the people that I've inspired to go out and do something are actually out there doing something. And then maybe we'll see you at a conference, or we'll maybe see you if you come out to one of our sites and check it out in person. But again, you have to resist it. I guess we're on number 3 is you got to resist the temptation to be entertained and go out there and get results. I'd rather you and your family be out around the campfire, relaxing at a family campground that you've put together for your family and personal use. I want you to be out there working on your cabin or working on your tiny house so that you've got a place to go on the weekend with the family to just chill out. Instead of a staycation, you've got land and a dream and a desire and something going on. I want you to be out there building your log structures or your garden beds or harvesting the garden. That's the most exciting part. Understand that I'm not trying to be popular. I'm not trying to get 1 billion views. And even if I did, I know a lot of people talk about how much money they're making on YouTube, but they would make more money for the hours put in working a part-time job at minimum wage. So I'm not about to work a part-time job at minimum wage because I'd rather use that time to do other things. So I work full-time, as many of you folks do. So again, I want to give you digestible, bite-sized pieces, actionable insights that you can go do. I want to refer you to resources like the Permaculture Handbook. You can read the Permaculture Handbook and get a lifetime of YouTube videos. You can watch billions of videos and still not get what's in the Permaculture Handbook and then many of the other books that we've recommended. I want you to look at a project-based approach. So you're going to gather some information. You're going to take whatever your actionable insight is. You're going to package it in a project. You're going to get out there and actually do it. And this is going to be more meaningful over time than anything else. The worst thing that can happen is you look back over the videos and you think of all the things you haven't done. If you look back over the videos and you say, oh man, I wish I could have done it. If I had planted that tree 10 years ago, I'd be enjoying the fruit right now. You know, a fruit tree takes 4 to 5 years before you're going to have fruit on it. So even before you know how to plant a fruit tree, you go buy a fruit tree and you read the instructions and you plant it in the ground. You don't need to watch 10 videos to learn how to plant a fruit tree. Now, choosing the right fruit tree could take some reading and you can get an idea from a video. But again, the videos that keep people's attention are drama, are conflict, are I've been noticing a pattern in a lot of videos today is when is the collapse coming? When the collapse comes, when shit hits the fan, will you be ready? If you look at inflationary prices since George Bush Jr., I don't know, he's not really called Jr., but prices went up during Bush, Obama, prices went up during Clinton. It doesn't matter what president's in place. If the cost of goods and services are increasing, you have inflation, and right now the cost could be 2 or 3 times, especially in the areas of food, than it was years ago, and you still don't have a garden. You still don't have your fruit orchard. You still don't have your food forest. Again, get up, do what you need to do, and get these things started, because even if you make mistakes, see, if these mistakes are entertaining, and even if you make mistakes in your own stuff, it's entertaining for you. But there is no residual income coming from the YouTube channels. Eventually, YouTube will go away, just like previous platforms have gone away. The social media platform you're on now, that's eating up a lot of your time, that's converting your attention into their profits, that's going to go away eventually. But a good quality skill for gardening will not go away. My grandfather lived in Silver Spring, Maryland, and he had a massive garden in his backyard. Now, he lives very close to Washington, D.C. He lived in an urban space, but that garden, I know every year we'd go over there and we'd have fresh applesauce. He would splice a couple trees together, so there'd be like 3 types of apple in one tree. It was just amazing. So in a small postage stamp area, he was able to have massive vegetable growth. That was before YouTube. That was before any kind of internet. Ultimately, the results come from action. Notes and information are great, but if you're not putting them into the action, and you're not getting up off the couch, and you're not doing something, don't be embarrassed about how small the something is. Get out there and try it. Get out there and do it. You don't need to make videos about it. You don't need to wait till you feel like you have the skills. Make the mistakes on your own and enjoy the mistakes. But I will tell you, what you can read in a book is more compressed. It's more valuable. It's easier to reference. And what you're seeing here is essentially either quick education, or it is going to be entertainment. And believe me, when it's raining outside and I've done my house chores, I sit down and watch some YouTube like the next person. But again, my brain is not looking at, it's looking at to answer short-term ideas and concepts, and I'm taking notes and I'm doing what's actionable. But sometimes it's just because it's funny. So I watch comedies and I watch, other people's gardening stuff. And yes, there's a feeling that you'll have a relationship with the person because they're designing the videos that way. But have a relationship with your property. Find a piece of land, improve that piece of land, enjoy that piece of land, and then ultimately enjoy the cultivation and seeing the nature of that land improve. I'm Justin Hitt with Prosperity Homestead. I do thank you for being here. I treat this as a newsletter, and so if you have any questions, you're welcome to send them to www.prosperityhomestead.org. Go to the contact page and just drop me a note. If you like what you see, tell me about it. If you'd like to see something different, then tell me about that too. But ultimately, asking questions, taking notes, taking action, that's how you get results. I'm not here about turning your attention into ad revenue. I'm about here turning your attention into actions and enjoyment in your family, and the cultivation of being out in nature, and the excitement of seeing your property grow. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Justin Hitt with Prosperity Homestead. Be sure to like and subscribe. I don't know, maybe something I say gets you off the couch and gets you out there doing something, but all the same, I appreciate you being here.